Martin from the Philippines. We're here in Real Talk Lifeline. So, in this quick live, happy Sunday to all. I'll be sharing a life experience update, but on the topic of this making time. So, what does this mean? What's making time, and how do we even do that? So, I'm actually doing a live demo or experience of this. This is why I'm going live now because I'm doing it right now, and I'll share with you my recent experience of how I'm applying this in my life. So, number one, I just recently bought this thing, a watch. So, I'm not really a watch person on the topic of making time. And I started wearing one. So, people who are watch guys and girls, lovers, it can be very addicting. Um, it's dangerous. Like, you could go down that rabbit hole. Some people buy very expensive watches. I don't just mean like Rolex, all these things that you get into. So what I got was a field watch. So this is a dirty dozen type of watch. So I'll just get to the point. This is like the summarized short version of this story. So I like the look, and then from that superficial, shallow level, I learned the history of it. So in 1944, this style of watch, uh, the Dirty Dozen, 12 Swiss companies were commissioned by the British Ministry of Defense to make a certain type of watch. This was in 1944, World War II, for the soldiers. So the history that hit me was back in the day, people didn't wear watches on their wrist. So I didn't even know that. So people used to wear watches, or they didn't wear them actually. They had them in their pocket. So those pocket watches, if ever you've seen old movies and the history like that, they have a chain, they put it in their pocket. So men particularly started wearing watches later on because of this. So before that, World War II, World War One, 1800s, watches were actually worn mainly by women as an accessory or jewelry. And then men started wearing the watches, super interesting in history, during war. So it was to coordinate attacks or strategy from the Air Force, the Navy, and the Marines or the Army. So watches became a very strategic or essential tool for the soldiers. So let's go to the topic of making time. A watch today actually helped me make it to an appointment, a 1 o'clock appointment. So I was there before. So I like watches, this type particularly, the analog, the old style, because I'm more visual. So I read it better than a digital. It also feels more alive because the seconds, the hand sticking, it feels more alive. It's like a heartbeat, and the movement, it's like moving forward all the time. So that circle two in the watch, it's also symbolic. So I see the whole 12. It's a circle. It's like life. It's like a cycle. Sometimes you'll even see it as like a hero's journey or anything symbolic for people who are more visual. So it works for me. Now, how do we apply that making time in your life or in a more practical sense? So it helped me today, and I'm still testing it. So very recent with that watch purchase. So before that, it was a hassle. I didn't want to wear a watch. A tip I learned is if you get a watch, get something cheap, a beater, a field watch. They call that a tool watch also. So you're not worried if you hit it, it gets wet, like that. So I love it. I love the philosophy, the design of it. You're not scared if it gets damaged or anything. It's very purpose built and utilitarian. So making time, like right now, I'm actually supposed to do something after this. I'm also making time for this live. So how do you do that? Another thing, aside from having a watch, you could put it down like an appointment. So people who are old school, you can use a calendar. If you're more modern, you can use your phone, a calendar app, which I started using in 2015. It's been a decade So when I started doing work as a life insurance agent, it I learned how to use it and it's super helpful. So you plot appointments in the day, and then more recently I'm using the watch for the time, like for the micro. So my next appointment, 4 o'clock, it's 3:52. So I have 8 minutes left. So that's where the watch comes in. So you can apply this from little things like this, like I'm doing a live. This thing is important to me. This is my version of meditation, journaling, just documenting my life. When I look back, the lessons might help someone else too. On a macro level, bigger scale, that appointment can be with a client. It can be a very important event that you set time for and you don't want to miss it, or it matters to you a lot. So you could apply it for that. So moving forward, we learned about making time just by wearing a watch. So some people might say, why don't you use your phone? I tried. The phone has so many distractions, the notifications. That's why I learned, or I'm testing this watch method, which worked today, and it was effective. Now you can use the calendar app, whether you write it down in your notebook, a calendar, or your phone. So I use this calendar app method, make time for that. Now, to end this live, just keeping this very short, some of you might be saying, Martin, okay, make time, but I don't know what to make time for. Like, okay, like I don't have any plans. My day is just empty, like that. So, what you can do moving forward is in the Real Talk Lifeline channel, there's this thing called a life audit. Now, if you don't want to use that word audit, it's so heavy. Life areas, you can search it. So, very simple. So, there's your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual side of your life. And it goes deeper on that. So, all that means is you can just set goals on that. You can get awareness of where you're at. Maybe in the future, make a dream board, just like that behind me, a vision board. And then you can also uh anyway check that out. It's in the playlist. So you can check out shadow work because my mind was getting overwhelmed or blanking out from that. Aside from life areas, you can also check out human needs. Those are my favorite ones. So you could check it out here, the Real Talk Lifeline channel on YouTube. So there, youtube.com/at Real Talk Lifeline. So that's it for this time. Making time. Part of making time is also keeping it short. So it has helped me recently buying a watch. I've been applying the calendar method, meaning put appointments down, calendar. 3:55 p.m. My next one is at 4. So I'm going to be making time for that. Can you make time for small things like this? A live, quick one documenting journaling. Of course you can. I'm doing it right now. So check out again before I end this. You can check out the life areas so you can make time for the right things in your life, avoid the distractions. Check it out. Shadow work playlist at youtube.com/at Real Talk Lifeline. Thank you. I love you. And I will see you next time.